everybody, welcome to Aspirants Hub and welcome to the series called The Answer Behind the Rank, where we are learning objective parameters with respect to answer writing. In today's video, we will quickly see the approach for geography paper. Before getting started with the exact components that you'll have to keep in mind with respect to geography paper, we'll see several quick pointers first. See, first and foremost, please understand that geography is the most scoring portion of GS1 because when you read the question, it is very objective in nature and very straightforward as well. So, immediately on reading itself, you will be able to grasp the demand of the question. Then there is scope for maps and diagrams across all the geography questions. You can go ahead and do this. And one more important thing, this you'll have to keep in mind is, see, across all the geography questions, try to maximize your scores by incorporating all the components that we will be talking about so that you can see an overall jump in your GS1 score. Okay. And there is immense scope to do that. Please keep this in mind. First and foremost component that you will keep in mind is please make use of maps and diagrams. And one thumb rule in geography questions is some kind of illustration can be drawn across all the questions of geography. For example, if there is a location or pattern type of question, you can draw India map or world map and try to show this. Then, if you want to convey some additional information in less time, even in that situation, you can draw a diagram, and then every geographical phenomena you can represent that using a diagram. But one thing you'll have to keep in mind is, see, for you to draw these diagrams very quickly in paper, it needs a lot of practice, so please practice them adequately. This is the example of India map. See, what happens is sometimes we skip drawing maps in the paper because we might not have specific data. This is with respect to rainfall. Okay, how different regions in India receive different I mean how there is difference in the quantity of rainfall received across regions in India. So if you don't know the specific data, what you can simply do is you can use this alternative approach. See, this region is heavy rainfall region. When you look at this hinterland, so this is moderate rainfall receiving region. This region, especially the Jammu Kashmir and the hill tracts, Himalayan hill tracts, so this is a region which receives low rainfall. So this is an alternative. You can always go ahead and draw this. Don't have to hesitate or hold yourself back just because you don't know the data. Even drawing this will give you some extra marks, right? And please note these things. See, don't worry if your drawing skills are not good. You will not be judged for your drawing skills, but you will be mostly judged on the information that you are trying to present. Okay. And even if you can't remember specific data, it is okay. In the previous slide, we have seen what is the alternative. And practice diagrams for human geography topics as well. So you might feel that only you can draw diagrams in physical geography part, right? But no, with respect to human geography also, for example, there is urban sprawl, heat island, floodplain encroachment, watershed management. For all these topics as well, you can go ahead and draw diagrams. Okay. I'm sorry. And always substantiate with names of locations with respect to both India as well as the world. For example, if there is a question on Mediterranean climate, mention at least 3 places that fall under this particular category. Always make sure that in any geography topic that you study, you have good number of examples with respect to different places in India as well as across the world. Okay. If there is a question asking you about coal industrial location, then mention at least 4 to 5 major coal bearing areas. Clear? Next component is always make sure to add human element even in a physical geography question. Okay, for example, if there is a question on rivers, right? So this is purely a physical geography question. Add 1 to 2 pointers on how it results in cropping pattern, industrial location, so that you are able to bring in elements from human geography. Okay. Next is always make sure to link your answers with current affairs. See, questions in geography are routinely asked based on current happenings. So mention these recent incidents to argue your point. Clear? So with this, we've seen all the components with respect to geography. I hope this video helps. If you have any doubt, please feel free to post it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. All the very best.